right, so hello everybody. Let me get this ball rolling because we've just got some more really interesting and juicy stuff to hit in this episode. On the heels of last week's episode. Last week, jeez. So, as the crew made it not only to Tension University, but into the North Tower, the underground section, all the way down, got through all the traps, except for essentially the final one, which was a beholder. What was its name? Glurgle? I can't think of the name.
I haven't written
Glibber
down
Sloth or something like that.
Global shots.
Global shots.
Global shots. Yeah, I think global shots maybe. The beholder, previously known as the beholder, now a pile of dead meat. But at what cost? Mina, everyone fought such valiant battles. Seriously, it was intense. And while it wasn't so much a hack and slash battle with everyone losing a bunch of health, there were just a number of really big, potent dangers, including sleep and being charmed and paralysis and you name it. Mina unfortunately caught 2 death rays. I'm pretty sure she dodged the first one entirely, but the last one brought her down to 0 hit points, and sadly, that turns the person.
There's a disintegration ray.
Disintegration ray. Right. Thank you. That's right.
Yeah.
Turns them to dust, and so Mina, striving to overcome this challenge, fighting side by side with everyone else, turned into dust, pile on the ground, and flew across the room. It was really sad, but very heroic. Meanwhile, Felix also leaping headfirst into the fray to defend. Oh, come on. What is this even moving around? What did I possibly grab? Sorry. Oh, that thing. That's right. OBS. Sorry. Sometimes it just grabs something and moves it all over the place. One of the layout pieces. Felix also jumping into the fray, defending his friends and fighting for the city. Ended up, I think you fought it off the first time. You had something else. Paralysis, I think, maybe, that you fought off.
No, you get 2 turns to save.
Oh, right. Okay. Sadly, only to fall victim to petrification just near the end of the battle. Thankfully, so he wasn't shattered or broken or anything else, but turning to stone at the end of the battle. Brewer Smith, the Warforged, still near death, requiring some heavy-duty repairs on the flying carpet at the base of the stairwell. Seemingly one more floor to go, where Brewer had thought there was something that could help save him. The party, left with some decisions to make. Timing is critical, and I think we'll pick it up there. In the very end, of course, Mort got the finishing blow, leapt up on the table, dust of Mina's ashes across his face, and just let out this blight, was it?
Blight, yep.
Necrotic energy of blight, just like turning this thing to mush, peeling pieces of it off, collecting on the floor. There's that moment of peace, of quiet at least, as the sounds of battle fall away. You're all looking at one another, making sure the coast is clear, well below the earth, on the 5th level down of this tower, and I'll let you all pick it up from there.
You heart beating out of my chest again. I think that Oh, Caelynn's. Caelynn's going to kind of look around for a second now that it's all settled. Just kind of still heaving from the battle. Look over and just see, just know, of course, what happened to Mina. See Felix and Stone and just kind of look around at everyone and back at Brewer and I'm just going to run down the steps to go to the bottom level.
Okay.
Real quick, I forget where we left off. Where is the carpet with Brewer?
It was near the back, around where the steps are. Let me pull up the map here. Yeah, so like where we came up, I think it should be around that area, I guess.
What, like 2 o'clock, I guess?
Let me show. Yeah, that's the stairway down. So
I would think so. We didn't take him too far.
Let's see if I can share it out here. All right. Yeah, essentially the lighter set of stairs is where you came down, and on the bottom couple of steps and sprawled out on the floor just below that on the carpet would be Brewer Smith.
Yeah.
All right.
Caelynn head towards the stairs going down with determination and just fury.
Okay. Are you bringing Brewer down with the carpet and everything?
I want to go down there and check on it first.
Okay.
So that's why I'm kind of I think at this point she's gonna be very focused, and she's not. She's just gonna get on the steps.
Okay. Caelynn starts cutting across to go out that western doorway and up to the stairwell to go down another level. So, of course, Felix and Mina don't. So she's right there. So Brixie would probably see Mort. You'd see Emil. That'd be up to you if you were looking out. I mean, you would have heard Mort screaming and in fury as that thing melted. So do any of you want to do anything as you see Caelynn head around the corner?
Okay. I was just thinking I'm going to jump on the carpet and bring it towards the stairs going down. So I guess we'll just for like shorthand, the carpet's with me, I guess. And what I'm thinking is, as soon as everybody makes their way downstairs, I guess I'm going to go about here. Okay. And I was thinking once everybody makes their way past me, heading for the stairs, I'm going to set alarm right in that. I don't know if it's on your screens, the 20-foot square right there, right where Caelynn's icon is.
Okay.
Is kind of where it's going to be.
Is anyone approaching? You see Caelynn start heading out. Mort just behind to set that up.
Then I'll burn that slot. Alarm level 1. Okay. So anybody who potentially comes down, while we're down in the lower levels, will trigger that alarm.
Gotcha.
Does Caelynn notice him doing this, Dan?
I would imagine so. As if he's following right behind you, you'd hear him at least following behind you and then stopping at the top of the stairs.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna. Caelynn will turn around and wait. I'm gonna check, and then just turn around and go and start going back down the steps again.
Okay. Emil, is there anything that you want to do during this time?
Yeah. Sorry. Are they bringing?
Brewer, yeah, I got Brewer on the carpet. Yeah.
You got Brewer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can only carry one heavy thing at a time. So I guess how heavy would Felix be at this point?
Oh, let's see. What do you usually, Felix? Like a buck and a half or something like that, or a little
Just
less.
about.
Okay. I mean, a stone, maybe up to 200. I mean, you weigh the same. You've turned to stone, so I guess, you know. I don't know if you'd weigh.
150 pounds of flesh is still 150 pounds of stone, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm thinking like if there was a Felix-shaped body made of lead versus a Felix. Yeah. We'll say that you can get him on the carpet, just barely. It's rough.
Okay.
But...
All right, so I will swing by and get him on the carpet as well. So I'll take him downstairs when I go downstairs.
I think Mina's symbol with the 2 rings in it is still on the ground.
Ah.
Okay. Emil is going to walk over to Mina's symbol, not touch it, and sit cross-legged in front of it and just stare at it.
Okay. All right, I guess that's...
It's a mimic! Roll initiative!
Nice.
The last trick.
It's another beholder.
Caelynn just lays down.
Yeah. I'm done. Yeah. Awesome. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, in that case, let me quickly save this, and then I can jump back in here. Caelynn, you head down the stairs here. As Mort, you're setting that up. Blueberry, I think, is going to walk around, but probably stay in her hybrid form for now, but she's not going to go much further. She's going to kind of wait and see. Make sure there's no more harm to be done up here. Probably guarding the Felix statue a bit. Make sure nothing breaks it in case anything attacks. Okay. Okay, then you walk down this stairwell, and this stairwell it's winding, whereas the other ones took maybe 20 seconds to descend. This one's 20, but there's no next level. Then you're walking for another 20 seconds. Still no next level. And you go up to essentially about a minute and a half or so, where you finally come down to the end of this stairwell. It doesn't go any further. It turns immediately right at the bottom. And as you're approaching this last 20, 30 feet or so, you see some of that red and yellow flickering torch light dancing on the walls of the hallway, emanating from the room that has no door at the very bottom of these steps. Again, to the right. There's a wall at the bottom. You turn right into that room.
So it's just an open room. There's no doorway.
Correct. Yep. No door to seal it.
Okay. I'll peek into the room.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception check then, if you would, please.
All right. Let me get my. I don't have any dice. That would be a, what was that? What check? Is
Perception, please. Yeah.
Perception. Okay. That is 20 total.
Ooh, okay. You look around the room, and some of this you're a little bit familiar with, in that there's clearly a forge area set up down here. You see a couple of really heavy-duty anvils, finely crafted of some really heavy metal. You see the actual pit where coals are heated. It's cold now. There's nothing burning in there, but you see all the tools that you've seen as you've had encounters with blacksmithing. I can't remember the name of the shop there in the city of Metz, I think it was, where you bought that book. But clearly a forge, although there's a number of arcane instruments, which you've seen and studied with your sage background, used for measuring components for arcane and alchemical processes, arcane energy and output, crafting with forming runes and words of power and such. This room begins as a circular room, but across the way you see, instead of a door on the other side, it's probably a 25 foot wide opening that leads into a square room on the opposite side of the tower's circle beneath the ground here. And it's a little bit, so you've got dark vision, but you see what just inside that room, it appears to be maybe some cells. It's heavy metal woven together, like iron bars, but the flat kind. Maybe like holding cells. What else do you see down here? I mean, you got a 20, right? That's what you would see from the doorway, I think.
Okay.
But you don't see any people. You just can't see further into that room on the opposite side.
Do I see anything that I think would look like the equipment that was described to us to help Brewer?
Make an Arcana check if you would.
Okay, that was a 7 total.
You sense magic in here, but there's magic coming from a couple different. Gosh, a 7. I don't know. There's something confusing about it. You sense magic and almost like something negating magic at the same time. So you're not sure if there just isn't a lot of magic here, if there is and something's negating it. It's a little confusing.
Do I see anything that would look like traps in the room?
Gosh, with a 20. I mean, you scan the room and you can see pretty well through this section of the room. Again, you can't see into that square room on the side, but it does look, it looks like there are no traps down here.
Okay.
This looks like a workspace that was kept trap-free.
Before I call to the others, I want to go in further so I can see further into the square room as quietly as possible.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check, which I think you have advantage on because of your boots.
I do. All right. That would be a 21 total.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you quietly sneak in, and as you begin to cross the room, the torchlight around this room illuminates you. You don't see any torchlight in that square room across the way. It's definitely a number of holding cells down here. A couple of them just have, skeletons. Excuse me, still chained with their manacles against the wall. But there's one in the far back right. There's a couple things you notice. First, this is where you were getting that anti-magic vibe from. There's something about this particular, the back 2 cells. The back left one's empty. Back right one has not only this anti-magic sort of feel to it, but you hear a light, restless groan.
Do I, what, is there anything else in this room other than the cells?
No, 4 cells down the left, 4 cells down the right, and the back 2 have the anti-magic. The only one seems to have, a groan coming from it.
Okay. Seeing, I think Caelynn, I'm going to call out Hello?
You hear another little bit of a rustling. As you look intently, your eye is narrowed. You see, it looks like...
I'm not here to hurt you.
You see a humanoid, but they look pacified in some manner.
Like, out of it pacified?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Laying down in this cell. Yeah. Not quite loopy, but yeah, like...
Are there any torches I can take from the wall? Or are
yes.
they...
Yep, they
okay,
all detach.
I'll detach a torch from the wall and just go a little bit closer, but not so close to where I'm encroaching on space. Just so I can maybe see the person a little bit clearer.
Okay. And our party attempts diplomacy once again. This'll go well.
Awesome. Well, as you can softly walk up to the cell with the torchlight, you see what appears to be a woman, maybe early 20s, late teens, somewhere around 20, 21. And you can feel the conflict of not only some arcana coming from her, but the cancellation of it in the cell. The cell also is likely what's keeping her under.
Okay.
And out of it.
It's a human figure?
Yes.
Okay, as far as I can tell. It's human. Okay. Still keeping my distance, I'll get a little bit, I'll kind of crouch down to kind of their level.
Okay.
And I'll just try to speak to it again. Hello? Are you alive?
I kind of...
I'll get my broom out.
Nice.
And
ooh,
just
okay.
kind of poke maybe the cage, just kind of like touch the cage with the broom.
Make a roll on something.
Sure.
Okay. All right, you're good. You feel whatever this anti-magic field is, gives this little bit of a hum as you get the broom close to it to tap it, and you instinctually pull the broom back so as not to affect any magic on the broom.
Oh, okay.
But they sort of, shift a little bit.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll just stand up.
As you kind of look around, because you did do a pretty good roll there, you do see hanging just inside, where you didn't see before until you walked into this room, there is an area away from the cages far enough where there are a number of sets of single keys on each on their own ring hung up. 3 different keys. They look like they might fit in these locks.
Oh, it fit in the lock of the cages. Okay. It's like keys. Okay.
Sorry.
One and 2 wasn't going together. Okay. All right. I'll go back to the steps in the other room, and since it's kind of a little bit ways down, I'll go up to everyone, or probably go up and meet and see Morty and the rug and be like, could you, it's safe to bring him down here. Could you bring him down here?
Okay.
And just turn around and go back down.
Right. I'll set the alarm for mental and that it won't trigger with any of the members of the party, so they can walk through the alarm without triggering it. And I'll follow Caelynn down with. I think I said I stopped by and picked up Felix's on the carpet too. So
yes, and
so I got
Blueberry's following you down.
Okay. We'll follow Caelynn down the stairs.
Okay. Where you see essentially the same thing as you come down, a forge type area, a research area for alchemy and arcana along the other side of the circle. In the back are these cages, and Caelynn points out the keys and the cage in the back with a person.
Yeah, just lay him down somewhere around in that, first area, Morty. Thank you.
Okay. And I guess I'll ask her for help because obviously Brewer's not exactly the lightest thing in the world.
Well, if you just want to set the carpet down.
Oh, is there a table? Well, all right. First things first.
If you just lay it on the floor, you can just set it on the floor.
I can totally perceive that there's nobody else in this room. It's totally clear, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to cast dancing lights and illuminate the room so we can all see what's going on much better.
Oh, okay. Nice. Thank you. I'm going to immediately check Brewer, Dan, and just kind of get close to him. Does he still seem like that he's... I'll even say Brewer.
He's definitely fairly weak at this point, but he does, open up his mechanical, the eyelids were open and the irises adjust a few times to the light in here. And he looks over at you and then just past you. And he points his hand out, kind of almost like collapsing on the floor, tries to extend a finger out past you. The hammer. Please get
I'll go and get the hammer.
You turn around and you see kind of tucked behind a lot of things, boxes and other stuff just barely poking out of the side. This incredible looking hammer. It has this wooden handle to it that runs through the hammer head itself that looks like it's from some ancient tree that winds through it and almost entwines itself around the actual stone block of the hammer. And this stone is something that looks like a composite of many stones compressed together under immense pressure and then magically bound. There's some brass workings that wrap around almost like in an X around the underneath where the wood wraps around the stone and then just reinforces it against here. And there's a rune on the face of the hammer and then a different rune on the back face of the hammer.
In my studying of Warforged, do I know what this hammer is?
This is new to you. Now, go ahead and make a history check with advantage because you've done so much research.
Oh God. Well, that is an 11 total.
Okay. You imagine that this must or might be one of these artifact type things that were used in the construction of Warforged and required for repair.
Okay. All right, I'll take the hammer over to Brewer.
You pick the hammer up, and it has a lot of weight. It's like probably 7 or 8 times as heavy as it looks. Yeah. And it's only your strength that allows you to lift it up and and
I'll
carry
drag
it
over to Brewer.
Nice. You can feel a lot of power in this, arcane and otherwise. Yeah.
Okay. I'll drag it over to Brewer. What do you need me to do? What do you need me to do, Brewer?
Actually, I'm gonna. Oh, Brewer, roll better than that. Brewer, cut it out.
And I smash it with a hammer.
Nice.
That fixes everything, right? Just beat it up with a hammer.
He looks over at you and gets a little smile seeing you with the hammer in your hand. A little bit of a smelt and repair smelt, and tries to tap his chest with his crumpled fingers from the battering he took. And it's sort of just where the heart is pointing down into the open wound where you can see the heart stone.
Okay.
And then his eyes kind of close down into like some power conservation mode.
So I saw the blacksmithing, the forge area. I'll go. Is there stuff there for me to start it up?
Yeah, everything you would need to get this thing fired up is there, and you have the basic know-how from some of your blacksmithing.
Okay, well, let's get this thing started up. I'll do what I need to do to get the forge going.
Okay. All right, fun time. So, the first thing that I'm going to need you to roll is an intelligence check, and you can add your proficiency, so +3 to this.
I was going to say, can I assist since I'm down there and I have Arcana and History and all that good stuff?
Let's see. This one is to gauge the proper temperature.
Okay.
To raise it to, but if you're helping her, like stoking it and cooling it, then yeah, you can have advantage, Caelynn.
So roll with advantage.
Yes, and add +3 for your I mean, whatever your intelligence modifier is, and then
that's
+3.
That's a 9 total.
With advantage.
With
the it was intelligence, right?
Yeah, and then your proficiency, which would be another 3.
Oh, okay. So then that was so that's better. That's 12 total.
Okay. And who else is down here? We've got Blueberry, Mort's with her, and Emil. Are you still upstairs, or do you feel like you would have come down now?
Still upstairs.
Okay. I'm going to imagine Brixie would... Oh, I don't know, because she might stay up there with Emil. I'll just have her floating for now, because I'm not sure. She might stay up there with Emil. Caelynn, you're racing around. Mort, you're helping her out, stoking this fire. Oh, no, cool it. And you pull back. There's some different valves, and you're not really familiar with it. You have a base understanding of course, how the mechanics of each individual component work, Mort, but not the overall blacksmithing of this. So you're doing your best. Mort, if you would make an investigation, a perception check while you're doing that. And Caelynn, you can make perception or investigation, because you might be looking for a material to use.
A6.
Perception, since I'm proficient. That is... God, Caelynn. That's an 11 total.
Okay. And what did you get, Mort?
6. I've wasted them all on the... Okay. Oh, wait. I'm going to use the inspiration die.
Oh, yeah.
What do I roll? A 12? Or a 10?
Let's see. That one is a 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me grab a tenner.
Isn't it?
Plus a 6. So 6 plus 6, 12.
Okay. You're both a little distracted as you're stoking this up. You're trying to, pay careful attention to what valves you're turning on, how much, by what degree, backing them off, heating them up, and trying to feel the heat coming off of this to get at the right temperature, testing with a couple different small bits of metal to see what's melting and what's not, what the heat is at. And you hear Brewer's gears every so often skip a couple cogs, and then they resume. And so you're both like, oh my gosh. Mort, what did you get again, Caelynn? Total was
12 total.
12? Okay. As you're getting it about to the right temperature, metal, what are we gonna use? And you both notice a couple different metals here that are set aside in sort of like a workbench with slots to slant it down. You can pull out sections of this metal to use for smelting. But there's like 5 different metals here. Let me see. Is that Brixie?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's Maya.
Yay! All right, let me swap-a-roo the thing here. Okay. So I guess you found that with your investigation check. I would say, well, you know what? You each can roll an Arcana check, or one of you can do it with advantage.
I will give Caelynn advantage.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
Oh no.
That's a 12 total.
One of these metals, jeez.
Can't read. Narrow it down.
Oh gosh, even on the back end, that isn't going to help. All right. 3 of these metals look kind of weak from your experience. You're not. So 2 of these you don't recognize.
Okay.
They both seem strong.
Okay.
One of them seems to have some magical reinforcement that you feel might be better suited to the repair of a warforged, heartstone. But it might be a little more difficult too to work with. Is she?
We'll go for the magical one.
Okay. Sorry, let me transition this so it's. All right, so you pull out the magical one. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know what it is because of the rolls. Oh well. But you can tell that as you pull this out, it's not so much that there's magic imbued into this metal. It's that it's highly conductive to magic. The arcane energy from the hammer, from there's aspects of Brewer that are arcane. You just feel it sort of being drawn and pulled through that, channeled through this. Second step. Oof, my goodness. All right, you start smelting it. You pour it in where you need to pour it in and let it slowly come to a melt down, adjusting the temperature as needed, shouting to Mort, back off, heat it up, over here, and you're keeping it moving.
Caelynn's feeling her dwarven heritage kind of coming into her.
Really, yeah, there is this sense of, I feel like I was made for this, and things are going along pretty smoothly. You have this material melted down now. It's at just the right temperature to pour. You do a couple of tests to see how quickly it cools, and it cools pretty quickly. So you actually have to be pretty quick with pouring this in to repair that chunk of the chassis and the heartstone.
Okay.
Hey, Brixie. So I'd like you to make a dexterity check.
Okay.
With advantage, given your dwarven heritage and stonework and such, for pouring this in to the heartstone without getting it everywhere or anything else.
Well, that is a 14 total.
Okay. Let's check on the other side of that. Oh, lucky. All right. Fortune's turning around. So you pour it in carefully, and you've got a couple of these big mitts on, and you're pouring this. It's like a pan with a really long handle and a, that little angled bit at the end, so you can control where you're pouring it, and you're trying not to get it on any of his outer armature. And you manage to pour it into the heartstone, and you see it fill in, and it's almost like it's draining, filling in cracks that you can't see further into the heartstone before it finally fills up. And with your remaining dexterity check, you take this hammer. And instinctually, with your background, with the dwarven stonework background and such, you can tell that this isn't doing it. You need to hammer this in as it should be, and without using the magic of this hammer, it's not going to cut it. So you can almost sense it as though the hammer's almost conveying this to you.
Okay.
So, for one last check, I need you to do a strength check with the hammer to be able to hammer this out without breaking and devastating, crushing the heartstone, but also hammering this coronite in, or the metal.
She should get advantage because shipping.
Nice. Well, yeah, I'm sorry. With advantage because of your stonework,
Okay.
your dwarven stonework. Yeah.
That is a 15 total, Dan.
All right. Let me check on the back end. Okay. You draw this hammer up.
Here we go.
Strike it down with your first strike, and the torches dim for a moment, and the dancing lights dim for a moment, and then come back, and you kind of look around for a moment, and you don't even care. You're just hammering and doing your best to hit it just right, and you can see it start tamping down, and it's almost taking on the look and feel of the Heartstone. And every time you hammer it, all the lights dim for a moment as that happens. Sparks come flying off. Dancing, bouncing off your cheeks and your face as you just after a good 7-8 minutes. It's taking a while to let this hammer out. It's been starting to cool down. You've got it just where it needs to be. That's all that can be done in the forging process, and you hear things look okay. The Heartstone looks as it did before. This metal doesn't even appear as metal any longer. There's essentially, it's the same color as this Heartstone, just slightly darker and slightly more opaque than the rest. The rest has a brighter glow to it. The gears still slipping every so often, and you're gonna have to wait a bit and see what the end result is.
Okay.
But your work is done.
He's not getting better. I think we have to wait a little bit. I'm saying this to Morty. I guess. You said Blueberry followed him down too? Or no, Blueberry's still upstairs?
Blueberry's down. Yep, she went down with the carpet.
So I just say it to whoever's in the room. There's someone in the next room. In one of the cages. Back there. She's in, or he, I don't know if I could tell what I think. Yeah, she seemed a little out of it. There's keys for them, but there's also an anti-magic field around her cage, so I think that's keeping her down. I'm just going to stay here. And I'll just look back to Brewer and just sit on the floor with him.
Okay. Well, seeing that and hearing that, I will take half my dancing lights and move them into the other room to get a better view of what's going on.
Okay.
And make my way into that room. And I guess I see the person in the cage, I guess.
You do, yeah. As the lights dance in ahead of you, two of the lights, you see the 4 cages down either side, 8 in total. You can sense the anti-magic field on the rearmost two. And that there's some type of influence mixed in with this anti-magic field to kind of keep this person in a stupor. You also, once you're in there, you can kind of turn around and look back at Caelynn for a moment. You see those 3 keys, each one hanging on its own ring, that would likely fit the locks down here. I think Blueberry's going to stay with, probably shift back into puppy form and kind of curl up and safeguard Felix.
Okay. Well, my two thoughts are I could probably... No, I don't know if that would work. Try to cast Dispel Magic on the cage, but since it's probably magic that's holding her down...
You can make an Arcana check, you know, now that you're here, and you can kind of investigate.
Okay. Oh, yeah, examining the cage, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. What a day. I ruined it, wasted it all. 4 plus Arcana. Hold on. That's probably 7.
We're totally
Arcana.
mastering this dungeon.
11.
Nice.
11. With a massive 7 plus.
Nice. Even as you're scoping it out, it's tough to tell. This anti-magic thing is really just throwing you for a loop. But you do see, you know, a 20, 21-year-old human woman laying, not incapacitated, but not conscious enough to be aware of what's going on around her.
Would I know enough that if, knowing that it's it's a cage that I guess dispels magic, that if I took her out of the cage, it would lose its effect on her?
Yeah, you imagine that based on your assessment there. Yep.
Okay. I'll pick up the 3 keys and I'll try to figure out which one opens the cage.
Okay. Well, you go through the 3 keys. Let's see. I guess roll just a d6 for me, if you would,
Okay.
please.
Let's go with this one. A 1.
Okay. You take the first key and you bring it over along with one of the dancing lights. And again, you know, this young woman is kind of shifting a bit. She has, upon closer, you know, inspection, she has some auburn, long past her shoulder length, maybe a bust length hair, auburn. Every so often her eyes open, but she's just kind of looks a bit vacant with whatever magic's holding her in its spell. But she has hazel eyes, very rudimentary clothing on currently. Looks more like something not a hospital patient would have, but not regular traveling gear or combat gear. You try the first key, turns and unlocks the door.
Wow. Okay. Oh boy. I'm just going to real quick before. Well, the door's unlocked, so
Unlocked but closed. Yep.
right. Yeah. Before I open the door, I'll skitter back and ask Blueberry to join me in the room, just in case this person's a little unpredictable.
Oh, you need me as a helper. I'm a good helper. She kind of walks over. He kind of walks over with his paws.
All right, so I'll sort of position Blueberry so she's, adjacent, but so we can, if she fends off, she tries to attack us. And I'm going to open the cage and try to see what happens. And I guess if she's in the cage, the door's open, but she's probably still too weak to get out of the cage herself.
As you open up the door, you pull the door open, it catches a little bit like this thing hasn't been opened or shut in a considerably long time. And you break it free from a little bit of rust that's built up there. Hinges squeak and groan. And as the door opens, you see sort of, her rousing a bit and snapping out of this, laying in her bed.
Hello? Oh, hello? I try to talk to her.
Okay, slowly she rouses a bit to consciousness, semi-consciousness, sort of at least out of the stupor, and kind of sits up in her bed. You can see that she's a little bit worse for wear, but not terrible. But at least she's her eyes open and it doesn't have that vacant look any longer.
Oh, you're a new worker.
I don't work here. This place was pretty much, well, except for a really nasty beholder. Do you work for the beholder?
No. I fought that thing way too many times to work for him.
Oh.
How long has
And
it
you live?
been?
I have no idea. When did you?
Last?
Why would he let you out?
Oh. No, not the beholder.
Oh.
The teachers. The researchers.
Oh.
How long has it been since they let me out last?
I give her whatever the current date time is.
Okay. It's been probably, since you've been out of the cage, you're probably looking like 5-6 months.
So relay that information that she's been there for. Did they come down here? Did they feed you? What have they been doing?
Experimenting.
What kind of experiments?
She doesn't answer. She just kind of looks around. Dan, she's looking for her stuff.
Ah, okay. You kind of look, around. All the other cells are empty.
And she's gonna stand up and get out of the cell.
Okay. The reason
I'll help her
cellmates
out,
have been so quiet is because they passed away some time ago. You see the skeletons across the way. This room's been really dark, so. And
I do have
she.
dark vision.
Oh, you do. Okay. So you look out and you see. You know where they kept your things whenever they had you do training and such. We would set you up. There's a couple of chests that are just around the corner in the main circular room. You do see a dwarf sort of sitting, these heavy, the oven mitts basically, at her side on the floor, sitting, kneeling just next to this giant mechanical creature.
Interesting. I'll go over to the chest and just kick it open and start pulling out all my stuff.
Okay. You find your staff in there, your cloak, some of your regular gear.
I'll pick up the staff first and just kind of and then start putting everything else on.
Okay. So you get that. You get your traveler's clothes on, a nice sort of a bronze brass trimming on your clothing, and the really cool. It's a cloak that sort of looks like a heavy, dark black leather, almost like a worm hide or dragon hide or something like that. It looks really cool. Probably fashionable as well.
All right, so I guess we should get properly introduced. I'm Mortimer, and you are
Aeronwen. It's nice to meet you, Deep One.
Well, it's hate to meet on such unfortunate circumstances, but it's fortunate for you. We fought a pretty rough battle to get down here. So how did you find yourself in here?
I placed my trust where I should not have. And they sought to discover my secrets.
Oh.
She looks around and so she's got long hair and she starts pulling it back and you can tell her staff is very definitely magical. She carries no other weapons, just the staff, and has her cloak and just kind of still looks around and runs a finger along a table, sees the dust, and just a shame. That guy was nice. Until they cracked him. Mortimer, you say. I'll
yes.
look over at the dwarf. And you? Who are you?
Caelynn.
Doing some work, I see.
We'll see.
I'll go over and just kind of glance down at the metal thing, try to see what it is.
Okay. You see, of course, Brewer the Warforged. This still has a wound in like the metal rib cage armor, and some of the armaments below that that help him move and operate. But there's this glowing heartstone, this giant crystal in his core that is faintly glowing, oscillating in its glow.
Do I see any change in him yet, Dan?
Nothing yet. Nothing worse, nothing better.
Okay.
Of course, Aeronwen, you see a dog with a wizard hat and a wizard's book tucked into its pouch and stuff as well. Like, it kind of, as you're looking at that, looks up to you. And, I'm a good helper. And,
Puppy! I couldn't go down this.
Wow.
Just over the puppy's head, you see this ruggedly handsome gentleman completely encased in stone on a carpet.
The beholder.
I was just going to say to her, I know this is we've just released you from captivity, but I would kind of take it a little easy. We've fought a really tough battle. We've lost one of our friends, and one of our other friends is now, as you can see, petrified. So it's give it the respect it deserves, I guess, for the occasion. And we're trying to, do some more here. So
You might not want to be around us for too long. Everyone dies, apparently.
That sounds exciting.
Caelynn, as you're talking, you feel something cold on your hand. You look down, and Brewer's placed his hand on yours. You hear some of the gears speeding up a little bit, winding up, and the eyes sort of power up, open up, and focus on you, the irises. I never stopped believing in you.
Hi, friend.
Hello.
Caelynn's just crying.
Aww. Hi, friend. You don't know if it's oil or hydraulic fluid, but there's just a drop of something running down Brewer's cheek alongside his nose. And then off the side of his face.
Oh, okay. How are you feeling? Did it work? Did any of it work?
I feel whole again. Damaged, but alive and whole. And he tries to sit up a little bit.
Oh. Is there anything else I need to do? That I can do?
He looks down and kind of rotates his head down and into the rib cage to take a closer look. You did fine work, my friend. Fine work.
It was amazing. Thank you. I'm glad.
That hammer suits you well.
I have no idea what it is.
You should probably take that if the researchers aren't around anymore. Just go ahead and take it. They don't need it.
what were they using it for?
You do not want to know.
Oh, I think we do. One of these rogue researchers threw a charm on me, and I'd like to know as much as possible about what they're trying to achieve here.
I think the importance is what it's supposed to be used for, and I'll
That's true.
Towards Brewer.
Okay. So I'll say to, go ahead. So I suppose they were misusing it.
They
So-
do that.
Does Brewer know? Is Brewer going to tell me what it's used for, Dan?
Yeah.
Does he say anything?
He says that belonged to your ancestors. And he's kind of sitting upright now. And kind of pushes himself back up against the side of one of the anvils so he can rest a little more comfortably next to you.
I'll assist him in any way I can. Adjust him or whatever.
Oh, neat. You see a couple things that can use a little fine-tuning to help him move a little better, regain some mobility. So he sees you looking, and he just kind of gives you a nod to go ahead and work on those while he talks.
Okay.
Basically, he tells you, and I'll send this to you in a... Actually, I'll just add it to your inventory here.
Okay.
This is the Stormforge hammer.
Oh.
It does a few pretty cool things. First, you gain a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. It has
+2 damage to what? I'm sorry.
attack and damage.
Okay.
Okay. It has the thrown property with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet, like most thrown things.
Okay.
When you hit with a ranged attack using this weapon, it deals an extra 1d8 damage. And immediately after that attack, that thrown attack, the weapon flies back to your hand.
Okay.
You can also use an action to strike the ground with a Stormforge hammer and send a thunderous shockwave out from the point of impact. Each creature of your choice on the ground within 30 feet of that point must succeed on a DC 17 con save or become stunned until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
It is Thor's hammer.
Yeah, it basically turns Steph into Thor.
Well, it makes me think of the Dwarven Thor throwing hammer that Grog had, minus the beard.
Ah, neat. I have to check because I didn't write it here, but I'm pretty sure when I wrote it up, there's that particular effect recharges on a short rest. But I'll check. The last thing is you gain a +5 bonus to attack and damage when it's used to break or move an object. So not against people, that's just a +2. But if you're trying to break something or move an like a boulder with this, you get +5 to your attack and damage.
Okay.
Stormforge hammer.
Does Brewer say Storm? Does he call it Stormforge hammer?
He does.
Okay. Wow, that's it. Oh God! Like, okay, wait a minute. I swear, Dan, and correct me. Isn't my last name Stormforge?
Oh gosh, I think.
Yeah, it is. Okay. All right. But like, tell me the name and I'll just. That's my last name. Okay. All right.
Have you mentioned that to Brewer before?
I don't. I mean, well, I don't think I mentioned it to Brewer specifically. I don't think. I know Sam told me. It was Drilling Sam who told me the information.
Okay. He might kind of look at you for a moment. Interesting. And then kind of look back forward, letting you continue your repair work. Oh, there's also a 1 foot by 2 feet sheet of coronite left over, which is the metal that you used. Not that you know the name yet, but it's coronite.
Coronite?
Coronite. Korinite.
Isn't the bag of holding full though?
It's pretty full with kegs of
I will
beer.
carry it with me if I have
Nice. As you finish the smaller tinkerings, Brewer's able to stand up and look, at the new Aeronwen. And kind of then look around at see Blueberry and see Felix and Stone. And we should leave. And kind of look back at you, Caelynn.
I agree.
That's a great idea. I would love to leave this blasted tower, and she will go up the stairs, and I will use a bonus action to make my cloak billow dramatically.
Nice. You hear she walk out, she turns, and it's like in the movies. Her coat flutters behind her as she walks out. Like there's no wind, but it's flowing behind her, billowing behind her.
Legitimate magical item.
I'll look at Morty, and she's an interesting one.
Yeah, not quite sure what they think of her.
I heard that.
But anybody who's been in a cell for 5 months is bound to be a little off for a bit. I don't know. We'll see.
I heard that too.
Fair.
You hear echo down the stairs. Oops.
I'll help Brewer up the steps, Dan. Oh, is there anything else? Is there anything else in the room that I see that looks obtainable or
bed sheets?
Yeah, are there any bed sheets? I did lose my bed sheet. But yeah.
Well, go ahead and make a fresh investigation check.
Now it's
that's
okay.
a 20.
Now it doesn't. It's not a 20, but I think it is it's an 18 total.
Okay, wow. A lot of the stuff has been removed. There are vials. There are containers that used to hold beakers, and you see one that still seems to have something in it. It looks like a slick, oily, silver oily substance. Has a bit of that iridescence to it when the light strikes it. You also see a set of robes. It's essentially like a cloak. It's got a hood, and it's draped down on this over-crafted hanger. It's a wooden hanger, but it's got all this etching in it. It's all extra nice. Doesn't need to be. And that's hung up near a couple hangers over from where Aeronwen took all her stuff out.
Do I sense any magical properties coming off of the cloak? Or okay. I will take the cloak and put it over Brewer.
Okay.
And then is the vial of liquid like does it have a cap on it? Like,
it does. Yeah, there's a cork stopper.
I will just put that into my bag as well.
Okay.
Gently, because there is black powder in there. So
nice. All right.
Or let's just say this. Let's just say that there's like a pocket on my clothing somewhere. I'll put the vial into that.
Okay.
I'll offer to. Seeing this, I'll offer to Caelynn. I have an empty backpack.
She's already going up the steps.
Okay. All right. Wow.
She's on her way up the stairs. Neat.
Rexy's gonna look at Emil and ask, "How are we gonna get Felix out of here?"
Okay, is Brixie on the floor with me, or is Brixie downstairs with the others?
Well, I
figured you may be with
you. I was setting the beholder on fire at the end of the last game.
Okay.
So, Brixie, what you've seen...
I technically find Emil, and I walk to him and ask him that question.
Okay, Emil is sitting on the floor cross-legged in front of Mina's holy symbol.
I picked up the holy symbol.
Oh, you picked it up?
Oh.
Yes.
I thought it was still on the floor, sorry.
Okay.
No. I remember
She has the
before-
wedding ring there on the floor, though, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I remember picking it up before I set the beholder on fire out of anger.
Okay.
Emil looks up at you, and it's as though he hasn't heard you. He says, "Do you have her holy symbol?"
I toss it to Emil.
Emil holds it in his hands. His eyes are red, and he just looks at it.
So on the front is carved a very detailed portrait of a woman's face with her hair flowing around the entire thing. And on the back, welded there, 2 circles overlapping like this are her and her husband's wedding rings.
Aww.
Okay. Emil looks it over for a long minute, hands it back to Brixie, and says, "I think Frank got him on the carpet." Or sorry, wrong name, Mortimer. Drinking game,
Drink?
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just about then that you hear the clank. Oh, no, I'm sorry, you didn't hear anything because Caelynn's got the boots on. You hear a little bit of her armor as you know, in her stride, but not her boots.
You would hear Brewer walking up the steps
yeah.
for sure.
Well, and Aeronwen comes up dramatically with a cloak.
Oh yes.
All right,
that's
she comes up first. This new
Oh yeah,
stranger comes
she's
up.
not hiding herself. She is like striding out, just like
He's got a
just,
staff in
just
hand.
very
just-
like sharp, angular features. Clearly human, but like oddly not in a strange way. And she just kind of keeps just walking. Oh,
When Aeronwen gets to the beholder room, Emil's sitting cross-legged on the floor. He kind of does. There's the spin move to kind of stand up from cross-legged, and pulls out his rapier and faces Aeronwen, and looks at her with I said my eyes were red, so my eyes are red, and says, "Where are my friends?"
oh, they're downstairs. They're just coming right up the stairs right now. They freed me. Well, you must have been with them. Fighting the beholder? I am so sorry. That thing was nuts.
Caelynn?
While he says that, I hold Emil back.
We're coming up, Emil. She's kind of okay, I think.
Cape still
I am
billowing
more than
behind her.
okay. I am free.
Emil sits back down, ignores her.
Brixie's gonna sit with Emil, just making sure everything's okay with him.
I'm gonna go over to the body of the beholder and start poking it with my staff.
It's a bunch of these pieces
it's
of meat
hard.
slopped off and bone and yeah.
It's
Oh yeah,
hard.
yeah. This is great. This is great. And there's just stab, stab, stab. That feels good.
Nice.
I have to thank you for this. This thing really made my life miserable for a few months.
I'm
Can I
guessing.
do an inside check on her?
Go ahead.
Ugh. I
Hey,
don't
what-
have my Vox Machina dice. I've got on my Druid dice.
While you're rolling that, what's Caelynn doing? Caelynn's probably arriving at the top of the stairs with Brewer.
Okay. All right.
Nice call.
I will. Mm,
20 total, Dan, for my insight.
Nate?
you can go ahead, Dan. I'm still thinking.
Oh, okay.
She's not hiding anything. She's being genuine. She's also maybe a little bit crazed. There you can see in her eyes like she has gone through some stuff.
I'll get to the top of the steps, Dan, and I will just kind of have Brewer, because I'm guessing I'm still kind of helping him. Does he still need help walking, or is he walking by himself?
He's walking by himself now.
Okay, all right.
As you
So
reach the top of the stairs.
okay, all right. I will just kind of make sure he's okay, and then take a quick look around the room, kind of settling on where Mina was and where Emil is, and just kind of I'll walk over there towards Emil and just kind of get a foot in front of him and just kind of kneel down to his level where he's sitting on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to kneel though? I mean, how tall are you?
Oh, that's right. Well, I mean, I will kneel. I will kneel. I'm guessing I will kneel a little bit. Caelynn thinks she's tall. I don't know. And
she fights like she's tall.
Right,
she's tall,
right.
She's taller than Mort.
That's true.
Yes, she is.
Are you ready to go?
Emil looks Caelynn in the eyes for like a long second and doesn't say anything. And then he nods, stands up, and with that same kind of pirouette, stand up from cross-legged and starts headed towards the stairs up.
I will take one last look around the room, Dan, and go back to Brewer and just kind of walk with him towards Emil.
Okay.
Following.
Brixie, you're coming with me?
Mm-hmm. Dan, did we establish that the cat is like the go-to form of Brixie to where I don't have to extend any wild shape? I don't think we established that, but
no, I think it has to be the wild shape. Yeah.
okay.
But oh, that's right. You used them both up. I forgot. Bum bum bum.
Well, technically, I shouldn't have used the bat form the second time since I went into wild shape as a cat.
Oh, oops. Yeah, it should count against the wild shape.
Okay.
I think later on you get more uses depending on your circle and stuff, but
Okay.
all right, you all begin heading out of the tower. You head up through, of course, laboratory, and the next floor up is the quarters. I think that you had seen. Oh, I don't know, because I can't remember what Mina saw and what she didn't. There was an armor on an armor stand. There was money up in the upper northwestern quarter.
She saw 3 things, I think. And actually, Aeronwen is gonna go to one of she knows this area, and she's gonna go walk around, find the bed, and just kind of.
Don't Scanlan. Don't Scanlan.
Oh.
Please, I am a lady. She's gonna go on the top of her staff over it and use the cantrip Frostbite and just freeze the whole thing, and then just slam it down and shatter the ice.
Nice. And what is this you're smashing?
Going to one of the beds of one of the
nice.
researchers.
Okay.
Yeah.
The whole thing
kind of
frosted Shiva style. Just shatter it. It splinters the wood as it shatters all over the floor. That's great.
For the power of Grayskull.
Is anyone stopping for anything on this floor then, or are you just going to pass and leave that stuff for now?
I'm gonna loot the heck out of this area.
Well,
I am not
go ahead,
gonna
Mort.
loot the heck out of this area. That's a 5 investigation.
I'm going to make an investigation check. Just a separate.
I mean, with the 5, you still see the armor. I mean, it's really hard to miss the armor in an armor stand, Aeronwen. And what did you get, Brixie?
That's a 19. 19.
Okay. Brixie, you see the money that's on the table in the northwestern section. Some of it's sprawled out of some coin purses. And you also see a couple of objects on a table that there's some arcana coming from one of them. Looks like a set of tools.
I'm gonna detect magic.
Oh, okay.
On the thing that I see.
All right. So you go over to the tools, you detect magic, and there's a tool in the center, and I don't know how else to describe it, except it kind of looks like one of those shake weights. No, no one remembers
Does
this.
it
So
give
thank
me
you. It's okay. Whee! It's essentially a rod with a couple of heavy. It looks like a dumbbell, except there's some telescoping action, and there's a button on the side, and it has a bunch of magic coming off of it.
Does it tell? Do I get what school it's from?
Oh, geez.
Or if that's available. If it's available, the spell says if it's available.
Gotcha.
You don't have to give it to me.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know what it would
That's
be.
okay.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Wait, are we in the library part?
Nope. This is the floor below that in the quarters.
Okay.
So there's a safe next to it. Not a safe, but a small box that has these coin purses with money hanging out.
He's gonna have PTSD going back to the library.
Nice. That room of checks. Watch out. And then this item, this rod with the button on the side.
I was like, hey, Emil, come here. Can you try to break into the safe?
It's open. It's more like a box with a lid that's partially... Like they already ransacked a bunch of money when they left, but there's some that they didn't grab and they were in a hurry.
Okay, I'm going to pick up the money.
Okay. It's a couple small purses of money. You end up with 930 silver pieces if you want to enter it in your...
930.
And 621 gold pieces.
Ooh!
Holy shit.
You're gonna spread that around, right? Some of us have nothing.
Well,
Yes,
Felix is rich.
Party.
Nice.
well, Felix has our group plans.
Oh.
So,
You'll be our temporary bank.
Group fun starting over.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah.
well, should Brixie be handling the money?
We'll have a
Nice.
discussion later.
Nice.
But for now.
Yeah, so there's just this rod with a button on the side next to that Brixie, and then Aaron, when you see the armor, set of like heavy armor on an armor stand.
Okay.
I push. Brixie is so curious about it, she just presses the button on it.
Okay, you grab it and start lifting it up to check it out, and when you hit the button, it just freezes itself in midair, and you can't budge it.
Like it's in midair?
It's in midair and just locked in place.
I just slowly walk away.
Aeronwen kind of walks in. Oh, these things! And she grabs it and clicks the button.
And it drops into your hand.
And just kind of puts it over her shoulder, holding it in the same hand with her staff.
Is it?
Okay.
Oh, I just give her a very mean look.
Oh, I'm just holding it.
I
You're
walk
walking away. I go over to the next bed and start to freeze it.
Nice, okay. You go over, Kate billowing behind you. And smash another one with your staff.
She doesn't say anything. She doesn't laugh. She's just grinning.
Nice.
Do I see the armor? Dan,
Yeah, it's pretty easy to spot.
Does it look like? Can I tell if it would look like it would fit Felix?
Yes, it looks roughly his size. There's also a little bit of magic coming off of it because it's Tenter University, so sort of a windfall of magic here tonight.
Would it fit on the carpet with Felix's statue?
That's a great question.
I think
can
so.
tell you in a sec here because that's pretty maxed out, but I can actually see what it weighs.
600 pounds was the limit.
Nice, yeah. And we've got Brewer that's like 450.
Oh, Brewer's not on the carpet anymore. He's
Oh, right, he's
walking.
on the carpet, so absolutely, yep. I don't have to look at
Okay,
it.
so I'm gonna take the armor and put it in the carpet. Look at Morty or whoever sees me for Felix whenever we get him out.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I can identify that for you later.
Thank you.
Let's get out of here.
I'll start towards the steps.
All right.
I think
break the
Emil's
last
probably
spell.
already up a level or two.
Emil, you've passed the spot where this entire room is just gone, and it's just a bunch of dirt that's caved in and sort of poured into this level a bit. You just kind of walk over that, like, I don't know what was going on there, but...
Does the library look like it did?
It's gone.
Or
I mean, it does, except for that room that ejected you. It basically, all the dirt from where it shot you out of the top there caved in as that went past. So,
is the side where the magic happened, like the magic quill, the magic books, is it still over there?
that side's still over there. Mm-hmm.
I will run over to that, grab as many books and ink I could carry, and I walked back towards the group.
Okay. You get about...
Aeronwen comes up the stairs, looks over, and goes, "Who set that one off? I haven't seen that done in a while."
You could just tell Brixie's cheeks are just getting super red from embarrassment. As she says that.
Oh, that's so cute.
That one almost got me, too. Let's go on. And she keeps walking upstairs.
Neat.
I'll keep going as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all continue and march up and out of. You don't really spot anything else of interest here as you make your way back out. You have a little bit of coverage as the walls of your back out and fresh air, sunlight as you step out up into the ground level here. There's little bits of wall, as again this tower's wall has been broken, that kind of covers you from being seen. How do you all want to go about leaving from here?
As we come out, Seb kind of flutters around us a couple of times looking agitated, and then actually buzzes Aeronwen, and Emil calls out a warning of, "Seb, stop." And Seb flies off to a nearby tree, and Emil goes over and kind of looks up at him, isn't kind of doing anything, but
Duck.
I'm doing this, but I don't think anybody knows that I'm speaking to him mentally.
Ah, neat.
Except for Brixie. Would Brixie know? I don't know. I have a feeling that Brixie would know.
I'm
going...
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Steph.
I was going to say I'm gonna get out my broom, Dan, and fly kind of, because I remember the two guards were there before.
Yeah.
And fly kind of like up and out. I didn't mean to cover my camera. Up and out.
Where'd you go?
And to see if I can see the guards patrolling or anything. Or not the guards, the wizards. They were two wizards, I think.
Right. You start flying around along that eastern side, and you see out in the green area, the yard of Tensor University, those two wizard/guards. However, they're both bound by rope and squat down on the ground. There's like 5 people with different sets of armor. It seems to be collective. A couple you recognize from the city, from the Crimson Guard. There's a couple that have the colors that are represented by some of the Thieves Guild. It looks like some of the people followed you here from the Thieves Guild in support, and have found and bound the two wizards.
So I recognize them as people that would be on our side.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. So
one
I'll
of
fly
them
back.
starts waving to you as you fly, like waving you over.
Okay. I'm gonna fly. Kind of. I'll wave and just wave back, and just kind of quickly fly back to the group, and just kind of motion for them to continue.
Okay.
Whichever way that we need to go to get back, I guess, towards town. And then I'll fly back to the Thieves Guild people.
Okay. You start flying back through the air and coming in for a landing, and again you see a couple Crimson Guard, a couple of Thieves Guild folks, and then a very heavily armored individual is the one that was waving to you. And I think we'll take our bio break right there.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're a little bit late. I think that'll be good timing. All right.
Wow.
Chat, if you're saying happy birthday to me, thank you.
Yes,
Can't
happy
see, I don't
birthday
have
to
chat.
Mariah. Yay!
I
Happy
don't have
birthday.
chat up yet.
Yeah, I
Happy
got a
birthday.
bunch of them. Yeah.
And
Happy birthday, Lauren.
Awesome.
Or
And happy
really
birthday,
say
Beth,
chat.
wherever she's at. Yeah, happy birthday, Mariah. Very exciting. Woo!
Yeah, I got. Hang on. I just gotta
The
show this
youngest
off
among
because
us.
it's so cute. Hang on.
By the way, when the bird dove me, I cast Mage Armor.
Neat.
It's Aeronwen.
Well, what is it, Matt?
Aeronwen.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
how neat.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah, there's a little Ein in here, and then I got a solid gold Gamora for their
Nice.
Marvel's 10th anniversary, and I
Nice.
got Tom's, and then celebrated my birthday with sushi for lunch with my sister,
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
and then went to a bakery and got macaroons.
Nice.
Oh.
Love macarons.
How do you pronounce it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Silver weight.
I pronounce them macarons because macaroons, if I say it that way, people think that I mean like the coconut things, you know, because they're like
okay.
macaroon cookies.
Yeah.
And so like I'll say that and people think that I mean that. So usually I think the pronunciation's like macarons, I think.
Macaron. You talking to me, Macaron?
It sounds like you said macaroni, Dan.
Macaroni? You calling me a macaroni? Yeah.
But yeah. And then before my sister and I left for the city, my grandmother came by and bought me a little 7-Up butt cake. A little butt cake, and it was so good.
Oh, that does sound good.
It was good.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you had fun. You get to hang out with your sister and everything, too.
Yeah, and now to top it all off, D&D.
Yes. Brixie's back.
Brixie's back. Back. Whatever that song is.
Yeah, back again. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So, I gotta show this off. This is a picture. This is a sticker of my nephew. He's Dwight from The Office. I just had to show it off.
That's great. Awesome.
I got to hang out with him on New Year's Eve.
That's nice.
So neat.
So I was just gonna ask this to Dan, but you can say no if you want to. A birthday dice of inspiration.
Oh, absolutely. Let's go with the full D12.
Yay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
I think it's also Warren's birthday tomorrow, isn't it?
Is his that soon?
I think didn't he say that in the I think he said that in the Facebook chat. I'll go back and see.
Yes, please confirm.
I think he just said happy birthday to all January birthdays.
No, I think
Like
he said
the-
I too turn I thought he said he turned something on Sunday.
Ooh.
Let me see. I'll take a look and get back.
I've got a
Warren's
bio.
right here.
I'll be right back. Oh, right. So for anyone that doesn't know, we take like an 8 to 10 minute bio break, of which we've probably used a few minutes. I'm going to quickly bio and make some fresh coffee.
Coffee.
Sunday.
Coffee time.
He said he turns 46 on Sunday.
Well, happy birthday to Warren. I'll have to get him when we're back. Yay.
So did you see the cosplay article that Geeky Sundry did for the Critical Role cosplayers?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's so good. But oh goodness, I can see her face. Forgot her name. Holy moly! Wow, that's bad of me. But anyway, it's a really good article.
Yeah, there are some good ones. I saw some good ones at a couple cons I've been to. Some good groups. So
Yeah, I'm starting to cosplay. I'm still working on my Pike vestige look.
mm-hmm.
Still haven't done the armor yet, so. need to work on that during the New Year. Oh, I took a nap.
Yeah, Pike would probably have a lot of armor to work on.
Yeah, she does. I just gotta make the bust part like a little bust since I don't have a mannequin.
Yeah.
Hello, chat. But yeah, a lot of people in the community have said happy birthday.
Oh, that's nice.
Even I think Randy either posted something on my Facebook or just liked somebody and wished me happy birthday. Please correct me, Randy. Because him and I are friends on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the birthday wishes, and it's pronounced macaron.
There you go.
What?
Macaron.
What? That's
Macaron.
Macaron.
That's French.
Thank you, Warren.
What?
Macaron.
Oh,
Macaron. The R is a hard R, and the N is silent.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Macaron.
I love my mother. I don't know why I did this. Oh, no. Oh, goodness gracious. I need to find it then. Happy birthday, Warren!
Thank you.
There's a lot of birthday. Hey, and we share a birthday month with Taliesin Jaffe, the executive goth. Do you have your how do you want to do the shirt on? Warren? Oh, yep. I got my dagger shirt on. Hi, Frank.
I'm back. Coffee achieved.
Coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee? I just like how Eastern people say coffee. Did we lose? We lost
Warren,
somebody.
Yeah, I'll be back, I'm sure. Already.
I thought we lost the DM.
Nope. Green screen for Dan. Just Warren. And Kevin, I believe it's quinoa.
Quinoa, yeah.
Yes. Little marbly rice.
It's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Horsey. Randy, I need to find your Facebook post. I've had like so many people wish me a happy birthday on Facebook. Phone work. Oh. My phone's being dumb.
Oh. That's no good.
No. I think Hidden is working. 61 people. Oh, and my ex is texting me.
Lovely.
Who I don't like because so broke up with me face to face. Gentlemen, if you are dating, do not do this to a girl. When you break up with them, never do this. So he breaks up with me face to face, which I really appreciated, and then he stayed around for 2 hours. Freaking 2 hours. I'm just like, go away. I want to be
That seems
alone.
awkward, yeah.
It's very awkward.
I agree.
We're done with our relationship.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Firstly, I did. I got Tom. I got a new pair of Toms, and then I got some awesome. I got
Ooh.
Ed and Ein, because of and the Vicious. They released Vicious too.
Oh,
I didn't get Vicious, but the for the 20th anniversary, they released Ed and Ein together, and then Vicious.
That's awesome.
And then I got a solid gold Gamora.
Ah, nice. What, did we lose somebody? Or get somebody?
Yeah, Warren checked out.
Oh, he had to go?
I don't know if he had to go or just...
No, he didn't say anything.
Oh, like maybe it just dropped. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Could be
yeah.
Cool,
Good
These have been on hold since last year.
Really?
Like for 5 months, I've had these on hold.
Wow.
I pre-ordered these suckers, and then I was just like,
all right.
ah! Okay, so I feel like Brixie is Ed, and then we got little Blueberry right here, since Ein is a corgi in Cowboy Bebop, so...
Welcome back, Warren. Oops. Cool. All right. Right.
Oh, Randy, I'm so sorry to hear that. Ugh.
Oh, it was one of your
stinks.
friends. Come on. Oh, yeah, Randy. I'm sorry to hear that. Boo!
What is going
Boo,
on?
I
with
say.
One of my older sisters texted me.
Ooh, neat. Oh, my goodness. Good. Sorry, Mariah.
Oh, no. Yeah. What's funny is that there's 4 of us. I have 3 sisters, 2 older and 1 younger. And the 2 older sisters share a birthday month, and the younger sisters share a birthday month in November. So me and my oldest sister and I share a birthday in January, and then my second oldest sister and my youngest sister share a birthday in November.
Huh. It makes me wonder, what was going on in like February and in April.
Well, they're my half-twin sisters.
Yeah, just
Golly.
The monster phone.
I want to text back, but phone, you are not cool.
It's getting at the end of winter. Things are getting a little boring.
What else are we gonna do? Yeah.
Yeah. It
Extra
seems
bonus
logical.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tasty. Awesome. All right, I'm going to jump us back in here. All right. Do one fresh tweet. Brr. Woo.
Fresh tweet.
Yeah, just like a we're back from break tweet.
Fresh tweet.
We're back. All right. Well, I don't have much here. Okay, so I'm sorry. Actually, Ed, are you back yet, perchance? Or not yet?
He's
no problem
lurking.
if you're not.
Yep, I am here.
Okay, neat.
So he's giving us the hand.
Talk to the hand. So you land on your broom as this person again is waving you down, and you know what? Beep boop boop boop. All right, let me just check this. Yes. Oh my gosh. So you see a wood elf paladin. He's got a rapier at his side, shield on his back. He has a slate tabard over some mail armor with some religious symbol on the front. You can make a religion check if you want to see if you know what it is.
Religion check. Okay. I don't think Caelynn's ever did a religion check in her life. But okay. Well, that would be a 9.
9.
Yep, not sure. Let's see. All right. And so you approach him as he waves you down.
Sure. Is he one of them wearing the Thieves Guild stuff that I can tell? Or is he the...
He's the paladin-esque looking one.
Okay.
The heavy armor that, yeah.
Paladin in the Thieves Guild is an oxymoron if I've ever heard one.
He's with
Special.
the Crimson Guard people and the Thieves Guild people, but clearly distinct.
It's like a necromancing cleric.
Hi there.
Ah, hello. Seems like I'm a little late to the fun festivities.
I guess. Can I? Who are you?
My name is Galathor.
Okay. My name, Caelynn. I'll put out my hand to shake.
Galathor sticks out a gauntleted hand and shakes Caelynn's.
So what brings you to this area?
Well, I was hunting the Crimson Guard, and it seems like you guys have mopped up most of them here.
Well, we did what we could. Me and my friends were, we actually went down into the North Tower and just came up from there. There were a few things down there that we fought, but we all, we're back.
Aeronwen leans over the side of the tower and goes and yells, "Hello!"
She's with our party.
One of the companions you were talking about.
Yes, she's one of our companions.
And I grab Brixie's arm and just kind of grin at her and say, "Hold on!" And I cast Dimension Door and go down and travel down.
Can I once you touch? Can I try to break the grapple?
What do they do if they're not? Does it have to be a willing creature, or is it? Can you do it with? Is there?
I think.
I don't know if it has. I don't know about the willing.
Yeah, I've actually never read it in that regard. It's always help.
I just smile at Galathor like.
You can also bring one willing creature. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you go to, and she just sort of like drops all her body weight and just slips out of your grasp, and you.
Okay, bye.
You see, as you just see this billowing cape fly through the portal and close up.
I did not hear you because my mother just bust through the door singing "Happy Birthday" to me.
Oh, how sweet!
Okay, oh, my mother. What just happened?
You dropped your weight so that she couldn't.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. It's your birthday.
Oh,
Go
mother.
for it.
My mother.
That's awesome.
Oh, and I also do apologize for that seriousness because she. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
You're fine. Yeah, so
Okay.
you dropped to get like
Dimension
out
Door
of her
has to
grab.
be yeah, Dimension Door has to be a willing creature.
So Aeronwen said,
Yes,
"Okay, bye," and just billowing cape flew into the portal and closed up, and she apparated below.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, I have not been outside in a long time.
Is she around us, Dan? Did she appear? Did you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm down. I appear down below you.
Just walking in stride out of the portal, cape billowing.
Yeah. After that incident happens, I just look and I just walk straight to Emil.
Okay.
I'm not Deb.
So why are you after the Crimson Guard?
They have done me a great dishonor, and it is my duty to hunt them down, as it were.
Can I do a religion check to recognize the symbol?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Natural 20.
Oh, it's a symbol of helm, I believe. Yeah? Is it?
Great disservice, you say.
Oh, you're one of those religious people. This is going to be so much fun.
So, I mean, yes.
These fellows, they told me about your exploits. It seems you've made quite a bit of hubbub around here in town. However, this one, and I point to Sam, Aeronwen?
Aeronwen.
Aeronwen, sorry. New character names.
It'll take a bit.
Yeah, at least a session.
New
This
character.
one, I don't believe they mentioned.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
They just rescued me, took me out of my cage. Finally, I've been in there for way too long.
So, interesting story. She, our new friend here, Aeronwen, was imprisoned down in the basement of the North Tower. She seemed to be hopeful, so we let her out.
And I am so grateful.
Yes.
Are you
My thoughts
always this
exactly.
dour?
We
Not you, him.
Dour is a way to put it.
We'd be more than happy to help you out in this quest of yours. We are, too, not in favor of the Crimson Guard. We are currently trying to get back to town on our way. Is there anything else that I can help you with here? It seems like you have these guys tied up. The North Tower is clear. We just came out of there.
Dan, do I recognize either of those wizards?
Oh, these are two of the ones that have been coming down and feeding you and, poking you with sticks and all the other bogus things that they do. You're moderately, not catatonic, but, you were stuck in a loop there. But you recognize their faces as ones that were sort of had a tormenting nature to them, but it fed you.
Okay. As Caelynn's talking, I'm just gonna go kind of kneel down in front of one and just kind of grin.
It's like
Grin wide and show him my slightly pointed teeth. Keep talking, Caelynn. She's just staring.
Yes, so,
So are we. No.
Yeah, so is there anything else you need help with here?
Not as much, but you seem like you have all been through many trials and tribulations in the tower. Might you be in the need of healing?
Okay. At this point, can I just... Who's left up in the tower? And how... I mean, are they stuck up there? Or?
Well, no one... I don't think anyone's in the tower because the tower's underground. So everyone's on the ground level. I think that Brixie and Emil have gone to the forest edge, a little further north with Seb.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think everyone else is let's see, it would just be Blueberry, and I feel like she would probably be going with, oh gosh, I don't know, where's Brewer? Brewer's probably back with the
Caelynn at the door.
I'm with the men, so Brewer's back with everyone else. With you
on the tower.
And
yeah, he's with Mort. Yeah, he'd be with you, Mort, like ground level of the tower.
Yeah.
Just sort of, Emil and Brixie are up north a little bit, and Caelynn and Aeronwen went this other way.
Can I see what's going on with where she went?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to make my way over there with Felix.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, go right ahead. That's my bad. Mm-hmm.
And trying to get a situation, see what's going on with Caelynn and how's it going conversation. So I'm going to pull up in the magic carpet to where she's at.
Okay, there's the stone statue, Galathor, of this ruggedly handsome gentleman, as well as, this heavy metal armor that is on this carpet behind the, oh gosh, it's not Undergnome. What is it? What's your, I can't think of your race. Deep Gnome, thank you.
Yes.
I think that Brewer and Blueberry will probably follow suit, but they're going to take a little longer because they're not in the carpet. But they're going to start heading over this way. In the distance, you see what looks like a machine, humanoid machine, and a dog walking next to it, approaching.
Yes. Morty, hi. This is another member of our party. Morty, this is Galathor. He, too, shares a hatred for the Crimson Guard.
Morty, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yes. Are you? I guess you're on wrap-up duty here, cleaning up the mages and the like.
If you're cleaning up the mages, I will gladly help.
Oh, come now. That's not sporting.
Mage.
Oh.
Sporting. Sporting.
So,
funny you should use that word.
So I would recognize Galathor as a cleric, right? From his outfit, I guess. No. In that case, I would say we came out pretty dinged up. We killed. There was a beholder in the bottom of the tower. We took care of that, but at a great cost. One of our members was disintegrated, and one of our other followers has been petrified. Do you know of anyone that could help us out with undoing this?
Ooh, that's quite unfortunate. However, they do say that good things come to those who wait. I'm sure you'll find someone. Unfortunately, I cannot help you with that in the meantime.
Okay.
But did you say that you were?
You're one of those religious people who hits people, not the one who really heals. I see. I'm still staring at the wizard.
Still like.
He
Quite
did offer
right.
healing, Morty.
Okay. Just a shot in the dark.
You can see Caelynn's fairly wounded. Brixie's not here, so you wouldn't see her. But Caelynn looks a bit wounded. You still have some blood and cuts.
Caelynn, was it? May I? And
Yes.
he reaches out with his hands and then puts his hands on Caelynn's shoulders and then does what was it?
Lay on hands?
Lay on hands, yes, thank you.
On.
Let's do 20 hit points.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
You're most welcome.
While that's going on, as I'm walking towards Emil, I just look at Seb.
Okay.
I'm very concerned. Look at Emil. And I say, is Seb okay? And don't lie to me.
Seb. Apparently, Seb really liked our companion with wings and is a little distraught that she's gone. And now Mina's gone and Felix has changed. And I don't know if Seb just blames me or if Seb is just distraught, but he won't talk to me. And he's my oldest friend, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Well, if I had talked with animals prepared, I would sure talk to him on your behalf. But sadly, I don't have that spell prepared today.
I appreciate the sentiment. Seb, no. Okay, fine. You spend the night out here, Seb, and I'll talk to you in the morning. And I turn my back. I say, Brixie, let's go find the others.
I just stay. And can I make a roll to just climb the tree to where
Make
Seb
an
is?
athletics check, yeah.
Oh,
Seb's
boy.
sort of like turned around as well on his branch. Of course, Emil, if you, I don't mean to step on your toes there, in case you want to fly away or anything.
Nope.
Too.
Seb,
Okay,
got a mind of his own. So.
Okay. We're good here, guys. My athletics is higher than my acrobatic.
Oh, good.
14! Hey!
Okay.
I thought my athletics was a +0, but no, I have proficiency in athletics checks, so I'm good.
Nice. Yeah, it's a heavily limbed tree. You could probably make it up to Seb. You start your climb. How does Seb respond, Emil?
I think he'd be a little jumpy. I think he'd hop away a little bit and maybe flitter a branch away. He's not gonna flee unless something like, really uncomfortable happens. But he's standoffish, we'll say.
Okay.
I just get to the branch where Seb is and just give him some space and just look at the view of the city,
Okay.
and then whatever Seb wants to do. I don't want to. Brixie doesn't want to push Seb too far to where he's gonna fly away.
Gotcha. Well, you have a fairly nice view of the city. You've climbed up this tree. You're looking across the greens of Tensor University over to some of the man-made canals throughout the city. It's certainly seen better days. I don't know if you were here beforehand, but even though you weren't, you can still tell this city that must have seen better days at one point. However, as you're spending some time with Seb, as Emil said, he's standoffish, and so you do sort of settle into this keeping space, but still you're kind of there for Seb, in a supportive way, and just being there, even if it's not, trying to chat or anything. You're still there for him.
Eventually, Seb just caws a couple of times and then just flies off into the night. But after a while.
Right. All right.
Brixie, are you coming down?
Oh, I will in a minute. And I'm just gonna close my eyes and then just see if I can contact my mentor.
You place a call out and try and reach out. You don't get any response. Thus far, they typically, reach out in dreams. And there was something about the last couple of dreams where things weren't as natural as they'd been beforehand. But you don't currently hear anything back.
Okay, and then I start climbing down.
I could make another athletics check as you climb down.
Oh, I was afraid you were going to ask that. Yeah, be right back.
Up is the easy way. Down's the tough way.
It's always tougher getting down than it is getting up.
Oh, the getting down part will happen pretty definitely, to paraphrase Firefly. That part will happen pretty definitely.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's that?
You getting down from the tree will happen pretty definitely.
I gotta use grog. I gotta see if I get a natural 20.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! That's a 20 total. I rolled an natural 18.
Nice.
Thank you,
You climb down pretty smoothly. A few little swings here for added flair as you climb down safely and walk over toward Emil.
As you approach Emil, he looks at you and says, Brixie, sometimes you're pretty strange and different, but you have a lot of wisdom in you. Thank you very much for that. And he turns to go to join the others, but he also offers you his hand as he turns to go.
Take Emil's hand as she blushes.
Okay, and we'll walk down to find the others.
More shipping.
Awesome. Okay, you guys carry on, walking across the greens, and so as you're walking across the greens to head back towards town, you spot Caelynn and Galathor and Mort and the carpet. And probably by now Brewer and Blueberry. Do you two want to just continue heading back to like the Thieves Guild, or do you want to stop over at with everyone else?
I think I'd prefer to head towards Caelynn. What do you think, Brixie?
Do I see them, Dan?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll wave. Any of you guys need healing?
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I do. Do I?
No,
Okay.
with all the
Brixie
stealthiness.
does. Brixie
Oh,
needs
that's
a
right.
little-
I fought like a coward. I remember. Never mind.
Okay. Just
I
checking.
think Brixie does. But
Brixie?
she seems distracted. She can't hear us.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is wounded, so I think we'd head over, Brixie.
Sorry, again. My mother, love her to death. What'd you say, Felix?
Do you need healing, Brixie?
Yes.
Okay. So Caelynn's kind of calling you over if you need healing. To the paladin.
I just stop. Look at Caelynn. Look at the new dude. And I just shrug. Drixie's had enough change for today. She doesn't know what to think of it.
Healing!
I get it.
Come on!
I'm coming.
My name's Galathor. Pleasure to meet you. And he sticks out his hand.
I take his hand.
15 points of healing through lay on hands.
Nice. Shake hands. You just this energy kind of zips through you real quick, like a shock, and you feel this healing energy from it, and your wounds heal up. I think that was it. 15.
15 points.
Yeah. So you only have one hit point of wound.
Do I feel any healings in my little stubs?
Oh.
Do you? Sorry,
Well,
what?
my little wing stubs.
Oh.
Golly!
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Okay.
Dan, why?
Welcome to Stormfall, everybody.
You feel some tingling in those stubs.
Okay.
Brixie.
Back to zero.
Golly.
Let's see.
I'm embarrassed now. I'm going off camera.
Sorry, it was amazing. I don't know what to
Stop,
use. Okay, so you feel that's an interesting question. Let me quickly take a look at how lay on hands applies. Interesting. So you feel you've had a lot of pain. I don't know how to refer to them now without some term that's going to be terrible. Anyway, you felt a lot of pain there. And no, it sounds just as bad. However, some of that pain subsides as you're healed by lay on hands. Not full-on healing per se, not regrowth, but some of that pain has subsided.
Okay. Well then, I just nod my head in show of thanks, and then I walk back to Emil.
Okay.
Thank you, Galathor. Your help has been much appreciated with the party.
Galathor just nods.
Are you heading back to town, or because that's where we're heading?
In fact, I am. These fellows seem to have this. And I look to the guards.
Yeah, get out of here, Galathor. Yeah, we got it. There's sort of
Can I have
yeah.
a moment alone with these gentlemen, please?
They kind of look up at Galathor.
Just a few moments.
Yeah, it's up to the big man.
Do you mind?
I wouldn't recommend it.
These two were my captors.
The other 4 kind of like turn.
Caelynn just starts walking back just starts walking where we're supposed to be going.
Oh, wow.
I won't kill
Gosh.
them.
Galathor sighs. He's really kind of torn right now. He'll pull out 2 javelins and throw them to the ground in front of the two previous guards, and he'll stand behind them, pull out his rapier, and cut their bonds. It says really sternly to them, "Pick them up."
But I mean, I don't.
You had best do what he says.
One of them was already grabbed the javelin. The other one's like, please, I don't want to have to.
You know what I can do. You've seen it.
Please, have mercy on me. Well, the other one's got the javelin, is like ready to defend himself. Yeah.
Oh, you wish you had been nice to me now, hadn't you? I was awake that whole time.
Oh,
I heard everything, and I felt every poke.
I'm just, we were following orders, ma'am. I'm just in the chain of command, following orders. Please, don't make any kind of sort of like half reaching out for this javelin, half not, like not sure. And he's looking up at Galathor like, please.
All the evil in all the world done under the stamp of authority.
Ooh, burn.
Nice.
Go on then.
He reaches out and grabs the javelin. The 2 of them have the javelins. Let's see.
Now it's a fair fight.
And they look all scared. One of them drops and starts making gestures with his hand, as though to try and cast a spell.
I use a sorcery point to cast subtle spell.
Oh, nice.
And I will do I'll do yeah, I'm just gonna do a chill touch.
Nice.
Which I have to make an attack.
Oh,
19.
Okay, well that'll hit. I was gonna say I'm not even gonna make you do it because it's great roleplay.
Okay. Yeah, so subtle spell. So she just kind of sits there, and then this strange looking rune starts glowing a deep bronze color on her forehead, and she just kind of grins, and this gigantic spectral hand just appears and wraps around him. He takes 7 necrotic damage.
You hear just a heavy crunch of a spine.
And he can't heal for the next turn. And then she just kind of looks at the other one.
Please. No, and he drops the javelin and just kind of puts his hands up on his head and gets down on his knees. Please, no, please. And ends up like going, completely prostrating himself in front of you. I'm sorry.
Well, now this is pathetic. Stand up.
Oh, I don't want to die. Not here. Not today.
No, he's not dead. He's not dead. He's just really, really cold for the next couple of minutes.
If I might offer my opinion, it seems that this one isn't worth your time.
I'm gonna use another one for subtle spell.
Mm-hmm.
Tap the back of his head, and a rune on the back of my hand starts to glow. And tap the back of his head, and I cast frostbite, and just let the ice cover his hair.
He starts, messing around with his hair.
No, leave it. It looks great. You should change your hair to blue.
Okay, yes.
And then she'll smile and just walk away with the 2 runes still glowing.
He kind of looks up in embarrassment with the people around him, and up at Galathor. Can I go now, please?
Take them back to the guild, and then he casts spells.
No problem.
It's
Cure wounds.
Spellcasters! What a good way.
The wounds along his scalp from the ice heal, but the hair is
right.
just brittle and just falls off, and he's got like this mostly bald head now with little patches of hair here and there.
Sorry, I'll cast Cure Wounds at first level on each of them.
Okay.
I'm sure the hit points don't matter in this case.
Yeah, yep, the other one's like still having trouble walking as there was a terrible crack in
the
his...
hand's still wrapped around him for the next couple of seconds.
Nice.
Just kind of like poking in the same places that he was poking me.
Nice. And they're picked up by the other guards and tied off, hands tied off.
Might I suggest?
Aeronwen laughs.
Might I suggest, gentlemen, that you consider your choices in gods going forward?
Yes, this patchy hair guys. Yes, sir. Yes.
You don't often get a second chance.
You're right. You're right. I'll make the most of this. We will.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I don't care.
As Brixie hears you don't get a second chance, she turns into trying to examine her wings to see if she can remember what happened in the city of Brass. But knowing that she won't get any memories back by just looking.
Just really takes a moment to take it in, like what happened really heavily on your mind in this moment.
Knowing that she got a second chance to be with her friends again.
It's so sad.
Caelynn's walking with Brewer towards the town.
Got a little bit of a robotic limp. These other two
at this time,
okay, please.
I just follow Caelynn and Brewer with Mello on my shoulder, and I just find Blueberry wherever he is and just scoop him up.
Okay. He was sort of chilling with Mort and Brewer, so you find him there just behind Brewer and scoop him up.
Like
I'll give Brixie 3 biscuits from my bag.
And I feed one to Melon. Whatever Mello doesn't eat, I feed the rest to.
Okay.
Blueberry. There we go.
Neat.
Ah!
I'm a good eater. Kind of walking alongside.
I have him in my arms.
Oh, okay, that's right. You get him scooped up. Kind of gives a couple licks and stuff on your face and your cheek. And you guys.
I kind of cradle him like a baby, just scratch him.
Nice. The luck dragon sort of tucked in like behind your hair. The head just kind of over this shoulder, this tail and feet down this side, just poking out, nibbling on the food you're lifting up and feeding him. Or her.
Does Aeronwen ever... This is Mariah asking Sam. Does Aeronwen even notice the little the little white dragon on Brixie?
Nope.
Okay.
She is not very perceptive.
Neat.
Okay. Good to know.
She's too busy just looking around like, oh.
She'll fit right in.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's just like looking around like trees, sunlight, the grass.
Excellent.
And there's still the 2 runes on glowing on her right hand and her forehead.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. All right, you guys make your way back through the city, 40, 50 minutes or so, back to the Thieves Guild below the crypts, the catacombs here. Galathor, along with you. You don't spot your main two contacts there currently. Everyone seems to be Yaza and Corden, that is. Everyone seems to be pretty busy still, sort of recovering and resetting things here. And they're a lot more active with those in normal society currently, as they're just trying to get Bexley put back in the right direction. But you do have free room and board down here while you're here. That's been set up. What would you all like to do is, as you return, and gosh, it's probably, that was all in the evening, so it's probably getting dark as you're crossing back through the town. Almost as you're reaching the catacombs, twilight's hit. 7:30 springtime, so like 7:30 or so. You enter the catacombs.
Can we just clarify? We did all 3 bomb sites in Tensor University today, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Holy moly!
Long
Or did
day.
you rest one night? You rested one night. I'm
Taking
sorry.
off our boots and sleeping.
We
Yeah,
did not rest. Holy moly!
Maybe you did, right? Because you got all
Yeah,
your
we did a
spells
long rest
back.
after when
And
we
then
got
you
the
left
car.
in the morning. Okay, so it would actually be like afternoon
It's been
still,
2
be like
days.
2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Thank you, Warren.
But still, it's been a pretty hectic
Yes.
last 48 hours. I think that I'll just go down to the catacombs. Just tell Brewer. I think that Yas and Corden are probably want to know that you're doing better. They were really concerned.
In time, I will find them. For now, I feel as though I just wish to remain here for a time. Do you find that
Understand.
acceptable?
I do. You'll be safe here. They'll take care of you. Yeah. We'll be here for at least probably to rest tonight. I don't know what tomorrow will bring, but you have me here for as long as the rest of the group are here.
Then I will rest here with you and make the most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of sits down in one of his awkwardly mechanical ways.
I'm going to, I guess, try to position the carpet in the middle of the group and say, okay, what do we want to do about Felix? Do we want to, he's in a state that I don't think it's wise to keep carrying him around and risk something happening to him. He's probably in a rather brittle state. Plus, we got to let the Crimson and the city know that, or do we let the city know that their potential leader is now petrified? Or do we keep that to ourselves for now?
We could disguise him as a coat. I'm sorry, I'm very, very tired. That's probably not in good taste, but I guess we need to hide him and sort it out in the morning. I guess.
I'm not averse to that.
I would say we should probably let his friend know, at least, so that way he can offer some leadership to the area until we can get him fixed.
Are we in a room talking? Or are we talking as we're walking?
I think we're in the car.
We're downstairs. I kind of pictured us
At the guild, yeah.
court
In a
area.
room,
I
We're
guess,
in the
yeah.
Thieves Guild.
So we're just in the main courtyard area.
Quietly talking, not having a loud conversation. At least that's my intention.
While you guys are conversing, Aeronwen is paying attention, but she's just kind of sitting by Felix, staring, and then just pokes and pokes.
Aeronwen, you wouldn't have any fix for petrification?
Magic-wise, no. But it. Maybe. I'm pretty handy in potions. I might be able to maybe brew something up if there's a possible potion for this.
Aeronwen,
Yeah.
bit of a moral question.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, you've been in a tough situation for a little while, and you know you haven't had a lot of people around you who I assume were decent people. But say someone came along and saved your life a couple of times, got petrified, and then a stranger was poking them. How would you handle that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just kind of sits back.
I'm sorry too. It's been a very long day.
I don't blame you if you fought that beholder.
While this conversation is going on, can Brixie find like a piece of paper and write a little note to Emil saying that she's going to be in the forest because she sleeps better in the forest?
Okay.
And then I'm going to crumble up, like, secretly sleight of hand maybe into Emil's hand without nobody noticing, but she doesn't want anybody else.
All right, I'm going to make a perception roll, but go for it.
Vex. Vex. 14! Let's see. Plus something. Probably not, because it's Dex. I have a plus 0 to Dex. Sleight of hand? Yeah. So, straight roll. 14.
Okay, 19. So,
Okay.
I noticed you doing it, but I'm going to pretend that I don't.
That's good. Okay.
Just like
You know,
Then I get it.
I do know a smuggler who once befell a similar fate to your friend here.
we've got about Galathor being here.
Oh shit.
Right. Oh.
A smuggler in a port?
Yes, yes. You have a furry friend, if I recall correctly.
Oh, Kessel? Something? Yeah, I may have heard of him.
Yes, he was quite fast. Anyway,
Welcome to the in-joke, Frank.
unfortunately, I do not have the magic to help your friend, but perhaps some more powerful cleric than I, or a leader in the Church of Helm may be able to lend their assistance.
Okay, where is
It
this?
seems a good plan. Is it something that we can do tonight, or that we can wait till morning?
I don't think I want to go anywhere tonight.
There aren't any clerics here. There's no more in the city. They kept bringing them in to the university. I saw them.
Oh, goodness.
And I heard the guards talking about the churches too. How these people in red started coming and they were hurting. They were destroying the churches. I thought that was strange considering, a lot of people here enjoy that and they worship and it makes them feel better, which is good. And then they came and destroyed them. And there were clerics brought in and I saw them. And then they left and I stayed.
This is quite troubling. Do you know where the clerics went?
No, they never let me out of my cell. I could see things, but I couldn't respond.
Aeronwen, if you want, given your alchemical know-how, if you want to roll, did I put an alchemy check in your? Probably not. If you want to do.
No, I have proficiency with alchemical.
Okay. Make an intelligence check and add your proficiency modifier to it as you're sort of assessing.
Notifier? Dan?
Hmm?
You said notifier?
Oh, modifier. Whoops. No to fire.
It was
I barely
cooked
knew
and
her.
then it wasn't much better. With proficiency?
Yes.
7.
Oh my god.
I rolled really low and I'm not that smart.
I'll give you advantage, Joe. You had plenty of time to think about your
17.
alchemy. Okay. So you know that as far as as you're thinking about different potions and stuff, there is a potion that can reverse petrification. It requires basilisk blood and like a pinch of earth and a couple other minor components. But the biggest one is the basilisk blood. Would be the only component you couldn't easily get.
Okay, so she's talking, and then they took the clerics away, and then oh, does anybody have basilisk blood?
I mean, I don't know who my father is, but I don't think so.
No, sorry. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Well, I have to have one that isn't terrible sometime in the course of the evening.
She kind of stops and like laughs for like a good 10 seconds, distracted
A
by
little longer than usual.
yeah, and then just no, I meant for a potion. I remember a potion that can turn your friend back from stone. But we really need basilisk blood, and it has to be kind of really fresh. And then I might be able to make it.
Very kind, Aeronwen.
Well, if you want your friend back to normal, and there's around to cast that, what spell is it? That one spell, big, shiny, lots of glittery things, and it can change him back from stone. But since there's no one around that can really cast that, I can try to make the potion, but we do need the basilisk blood. And some earth and a few other things.
We can definitely kill a basilisk.
I don't know where they are, though. I haven't seen any. I haven't been outside in a long time.
Okay, well, now we have a couple of different avenues of explore. I'm tired. I'm
sleep,
sorry.
yeah. No, you're fine.
I understand.
That word, yes.
You're welcome.
Frank, you can probably make an intelligence check as well. Just a straight intelligence check.
Okay. $18.
Okay.
Oh, plus modifier. Intelligence check. Oh, check. Plus 4, 22.
Nice.
Woohoo!
So
Finally.
you, Mort, you recall that it's just a matter of course for wizards that you could attempt to cast, if you were to find a scroll or be able to purchase or procure a scroll of something like Greater Restoration. It's above your, typically you have to have the spell slots to cast it, but you can attempt to cast something that is above your level, but there's a chance that it'll fail or do something other than what you intend.
Okay. I relay that to the group. It's like, maybe that's a back pocket thing. We can see if we can find on our way a scroll of Greater Restoration, but it's going to be a risky maneuver.
That's the spell. Thank you. I couldn't remember it.
So
risk sounds like something we'd like to avoid when it comes to Felix.
yeah, I agree. I mean,
sorry, King Felix.
King? He's a king? Oh.
it's a long story.
I look at the statue and I go, I'm sorry for poking you.
It's a long story, and maybe not, but...
And she just kind of pats his head and then sits back down.
Okay, so I think we have two avenues here. Either a basilisk or a scroll of Greater Restoration. I think
You have to be careful with basilisks, though, because they can also turn people to stone.
Making it even better.
No disintegration rays, though.
Oh, no, not like the Beholder. No, I hated that thing. It was so annoying. But no, Basilisk don't do the disintegration, just the petrification.
All right, so either way, I think we should sleep on it, and we all need a night's rest, I think.
Indeed.
All right.
So we, I guess there's nobody. Who's the highest ranking Thieves Guild member?
I don't know if you've met Yaza. Have you yet, Mort? Yeah, you did. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You'd met Yaza and Corden, they're just not here right now.
Right.
Beyond that, you're not really sure if there's been any contents.
Does Gallifore have? Do you have any rank here, or I'm looking for a place that we could put Felix nice and secure.
No, sir, I do not. However, if you would prefer, I could watch over your friend overnight.
I'd appreciate
Dan.
I can too. I can too. I don't need to sleep. I don't want to sleep. I don't want to lay down on the bed. I've been laying down in that bed for a long time. So I can watch over, or you can let me explore. I would love to explore.
So Dan, when we were in that city where we kind of saved the city, there was a Thieves Guild thing that I could store something securely for a time. And it was just kind of part of Thieves Guild knowledge. Am I aware of a similar kind of safe house storage location in Bexley?
Yeah, I think you spent plenty of time here, even down here in the Thieves Guild, to be made aware of that. Probably maybe 10 blocks away from the catacombs, in one of the pieces of island that's sort of in between a couple of the canals to make it a little more difficult to get to. I mean, you just walk over a bridge, but
Okay. I mean, I was kind of hoping it was closer because the city is probably not in the best shape. There is another possibility that occurs to me, Emil says, and he looks at Caelynn. You might have access to a place that would be safe to store Felix tonight?
I can't put objects in there. I mean, I can, but they come back out when I come back out. They only stay in there for 8 hours at a time.
No, I just meant while we slept. I realize it's not a long-term solution.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I can keep them in there during the night. Absolutely.
I mean, maybe you're not going there, but it seems like that's where you spend your time.
No, he can. Yeah, I'll roll him into the library.
Yeah. Rotate that way.
Felix,
lower.
Felix feels a slight rolling inside of the statue.
Oh no, we can't roll him because then he's literally rolling in his face.
Mort makes a mental note to find a vendor for a dolly.
Nice, yeah. He managed to safely get Felix into Mordenkainen's latitudinous library for the night.
Since while they're gonna do this, I'm gonna expend one of my runes to do the sigillic augmentation to enhance my strength and help move it in.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I'm gonna expend both my runes because they're gonna disappear at the long rest anyways.
Cool.
So I'm just gonna help.
You kind of, as you're like, your runes fade and kind of like, almost like they're drawn. You can watch them go to your like arms and upper body strength. And you just give this heaving help to the statue and do like you start doing most of the work yourself as you push the Felix statue in and set it down to rest for the night.
There we go. That was easy.
Do I have to be in there, Dan, when he's in there, or can I just put the statue in and leave it in there until it spits it back out?
I don't know that you've tried one way or the other. I mean, I think you've always been in there. You could attempt it without.
I'm I'm going to attempt doing it without me stepping in. So I'll try to close the door with just the statue in there.
And Felix dies forever.
Bye-bye.
I'm just trying to think if you've had any...
It would just spitting back out.
That's... Okay. All right, so...
Let's not joke
step
about
out.
killing
Oh,
people.
God. No, never mind.
Hold on for a second. Hearing Caelynn thinking about this, I just said, hold on. Let me just cast Tiny Hut. If we're just going to store him overnight, we'll put him in the Tiny Hut overnight. And we'll get him in the morning. If we're worried only about it, I can just cast Tiny Hut. I'll get my slot back in the morning. But he'll be safe for 8 hours.
Tiny Hut?
Yes, I do. Lemon's Tiny Hut.
You have a magical, enormous library?
Yes. Well, yeah, she does, yeah.
Okay.
Just an observation, right?
As a closet wizard, just an observation.
Nice.
I see where you're going with this. I understand your thought process.
Now, Mort,
Now
you'll
I need
need to
someone with
stay
a
in
medium
there
thing.
with him for that spell to continue.
That's fine. I need my rest anyway.
That'd be great. Thanks. I don't
Okay.
feel like studying tonight.
I get the statue out and put it in the hut.
I cast the hut. It's my last 3rd level for the day, but I'm getting a rest.
Nice. Where you've put the statue, there just isn't quite enough room for the... a little to the right. A little more. A little bit back.
Watch the door
Boots are
jam.
wearing off. This is heavy.
And he casts the spell with him inside it. Is more you'd have your your bedroll or whatever set up, and Felix is safe beneath Lehman's tiny hut there, with Mort standing guard.
I am going to pass by Aeronwen and just kind of pat her on the head for a job well done. Wait a minute, I can't pat her on the head. She's too tall. Dang it, I'll just give her a pat on the back.
Whack!
on the shoulder.
As you pat her on the back, her cloak feels like actual dragon hide.
Oh. Wow. Fancy cloak you got there.
Oh, thank you. It was a gift.
Wow.
And ready, watch this, ready, and I make it billow.
Oh, that's,
As though there was a strong wind in the room.
that's fancy. That's fancy.
Dramatic, isn't it?
That's
I
very
love it.
dramatic. Yes, it suits your personality.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Aeronwen, I think you're probably okay to explore within the guild tonight. Like, I wouldn't go out in the city, but the guild, there's lots of stuff to explore down here. If that's what you want to do, go for it.
Yes. Do you want to come with me? No?
I love exploration almost as much as I love sleep.
Fair. No, I just looking at the rest of you, I don't think that any of you have been laying on a bed for nearly 6 months, so I'm gonna go run around.
If your heart is filled with the desire for exploration, then I'm certain we'll find things to do together in the future.
Okay.
I'm going to I'm gonna go to Brewer and just gonna be like I'm gonna go for a walk. I'll be back shortly, and I'm going to separate from the group and
Caelynn?
I just turn and look.
I'm sorry. I'll ask you another time. I'm sorry. I need sleep. Good night.
I just turn and just walk towards. Is there any I don't want Is there any forest around here, Dan?
There is. Yep. There's so
Okay.
Brixie's in a nearby
That's
one,
where
but
we-
there's a fair amount of forest in
Yeah.
case you wanted your own
Okay.
spot there.
I want to go towards the forest. Is there like a running stream in the forest, or is it just a forest?
No stream here. There's a couple small
Okay.
little, not even ponds.
Okay.
It's a fairly small forest.
Okay. I'll find a little spot with water.
Okay.
And just kind of make sure that no one else is around. And I think I'll just sit down and just start weeping.
The pond grew just a little bit that night. The tears filled.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Man.
Anime tears.
Do I see Caelynn by any chance? Because what Brixie?
I think I feel like Caelynn was probably being pretty careful to find her own spot to be unseen. I'd say, unless
Okay.
you feel
Well-
differently, Caelynn.
No, I think Caelynn's pretty much. I think if anyone would find Caelynn, she'd probably leave and go somewhere else. She's
Okay.
kind of
Well,
bad.
what Brixie was doing is seeing the view from the university.
Mhm.
She's gonna find a good tree
Mm-hmm.
and then put her. Well, first she's gonna leave her staff at the bottom of the tree,
Okay.
and then she's gonna climb up the tree.
Okay.
An athletics check.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, 11.
You make it up the tree, but your traction slips a time or two, and there aren't quite as many branches to climb here. So, but you make it up like 2/3 of the way.
Okay, I found a little branch, and then I just nuzzle, mellow, and go to sleep.
Okay. As the stars start to come out, and there's almost no light pollution here, so it's just a beautiful Milky Way essentially of whatever galaxy they're in up in the sky. You're able to drift to sleep.
I'm going to go. I'm not going to stay out there all night, Dan. I'm
Okay.
just going to stay out there for a while. And then just eventually find my way back inside the Thieves Guild and find Brewer and just kind of sit with him.
Okay, as you return, you find Brewer has gotten some heavier pieces of metal, something with the same gauge and strength, tensile strength and all that of his outer armor. And he's trying to do some minor repairs himself. He's got some built-in tools that he's able to use as he's trying to repair some of his chest plate there. But seeing you return and you tired, he sets the tools down and holds whatever conversation you'd like to have before heading to bed, before powering down for the night. He needs his rest too. So, all right, Blueberry, I think, will be there with you. If you're going to allow him to be there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Galathor, what do you want to do for the night?
Galathor will find basically kind of like a choke point or some vantage point by where the party's camping out.
Okay.
And he'll set his rapier down in front of him, cross his legs, and just start meditating.
Ah, nice. Okay.
About 2 minutes into your meditation, Aeronwen comes over and just puts her head over your shoulder. Are you busy?
Oh gosh.
In a matter of speaking, yes.
Oh, I was gonna ask if you wanted to come explore with me.
Perhaps another time.
All right, if you want to be boring and fluffy like every paladin in the world, fine.
As a matter of fact, I do.
She pokes the back of his head and just walks away giggling.
Good night.
Good night. Meditate well.
I intend to.
Emil is going to try and find a dice game in somewhere in the Thieves Guild and dice for a bit and lose some money.
Nice. Yep, you do just that. Definitely not hard to find that.
Do that for about an hour and then I'll go sleep.
Okay.
In that time, Brixie is going to try to contact her mentor for about like 30 minutes. If she doesn't get an answer, she is going to climb down and find a meal.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't you reach out again, but you don't receive anything or hear anything. You return.
And after, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say you return, and it doesn't take too much searching through the Thieves Guild to find Emil sitting down, playing, losing money, playing some game of dice.
Okay. So
If I see her, I'll stop gaming when she arrives.
Okay.
But if you don't want to be seen, that's fine too.
Oh, it's okay. I don't mind to be seen at all.
Brixie comes around the corner.
Dan, how much gold pieces did Brixie end up finding in the university?
Let's see.
A bajillion.
Pretty much, yeah. Let's see. It was 621 gold pieces.
Okay. Bry is contemplating whether to give Emil all the 620, half of it. Yeah.
I didn't realize there was a should you give Emil all your money.com, but I need to go investigate that site now.
Nice.
Brixie's gonna take out 100 gold pieces and give it to Emil.
Okay, you hear Brixie kind of humming around the corner and pawing into her change purse, and comes over with 100 gold pieces for you.
Wow, flashing money in a thieves guild.
Everyone looks up, gambles,
hides them quickly.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, it's done.
Oh yeah. I regret.
Raise the stakes there, Emil, huh? Let's put that money to some good use, yeah?
Sorry, I don't play high stakes, and I'm gonna invite Bright Fixie to leave the game and leave the hall.
All right, what do you? And they kind of grumble as you head up and leave in a friendly manner, not actually.
Yeah, fair enough. I thank you, Brixie. Probably not a good idea to flash your purse in a thieves guild, but
yeah,
it's been a long day. It's understandable. I don't actually gamble for money, but I don't like to tell people that, so it's a bit of a long story, but I tend to think I'm alive only through... I'm sorry, I can't say that word. I gamble to honor the goddess who is my patron.
Brixie just gives us light and nod and just goes to sleep.
Good night, Brixie.
Night, Emil. And then I found my respective room and go to sleep. And when I do that, I just look at the sky and just in disappointment. And just like asking what has happened, who should I tell, and who should I entrust with trying to find the gate to the city of Brewer.
Okay.
Those are all the questions, and I feel like Brixie will only sleep until like later in the night with all these questions and anxious thoughts.
All right. You have some rough sleep before you finally fall into a deep sleep, Brixie. Everyone else has their rolls. Aeronwen is going around exploring and like, hello,
she's like a hyperactive child with an ice cream cone and an amusement park.
Nice. And what do you sell? And what are you doing?
Yes. Oh my gosh. What is that thing?
Where did you get that?
I haven't seen one of these ever since they locked me away. Oh, it's amazing. Can I eat one? Oh, that tastes so good. And then eventually she's gonna wear down and just kind of go find an empty room and just face down.
Nice. Yeah. She her presence becomes known over the course of the night.
Oh yeah. She is one colorful, happy little thing.
Brixie, as you finally fall asleep, you find yourself in a dream, and you're standing before a tree a little bit larger than your patron. So a very, very large tree with a big, like a thick trunk, and a door that's ajar, and you're walking through this doorway in your dream. The door closes behind you, and you see darkness before you and around you, and behind you there's just this little cutout in the door that's a window, a little arched window on the top of this wooden door. It lets you see nature outside, always there. You continue walking forward, though, keeping an eye to keep your direction in check, looking back and seeing this window, and then walking in the opposite direction. And as your eyes begin to adjust here, this is a arch-shaped hallway within the tree, except it goes on and on and on and on and on. You see a nice soft red, almost like a velvet carpet below your feet. There's a number of different beautiful oval and rectangle and square picture frames with these paintings inside of different creatures, different people. There you see dryads, you see rabbits, you see a rock that takes up this huge portrait, one of those giant, flying birds, not the inanimate object that you find beneath your feet.
Johnson.
Yeah, the bird has one eyebrow up. Yes. I thought it was funnier than it was. Sorry.
I lived that.
Nice. And you continue down this hallway, and you see these little wall sconces that are torch lamps that have the glass bulb over the small torchlight, candlelight. And you see doors, but on either side. Door exactly across from one another, and then 10 feet, and another set of doors exactly across from one another. But there's no seam to them, and there's no handle. You continue walking and walking. Still behind you, you can see in the distance now the door, the window and the door. And finally you approach the end of this hallway. There are about a couple dozen of these picture frames that are empty as you near the end. And there's a heavy wooden door with a handle that's essentially two supporting, it's like it was made out of branches. Two branches come out of the door, and then this almost staff-like handle in front to be grabbed. The door is about twice your height. You grab this branch and pull the door open and step through. And this soft foam almost washes over you. And you close your eyes just instinctually as it brushes across your skin. And as you open your eyes, you see in this empty, vacuous space a bunch of thoughts, images and thoughts. and you can't pinpoint a bunch of them. Some you can see. You see Orin's Keep passing by. You see flying on a magic carpet up to a sultan's castle in the sky. You see Felix. You see Emil. But then there are these other images that are just out of focus as they pass by. And in the back, behind these floating abstract thoughts in the air, you see a sapling. You walk over through the thoughts, still trying to make sense of the blurred ones, and approach the sapling. You feel that it needs your nourishment. It's weak. You don't see any earth below it, but it's weak and new and frail. And so you lean down on one knee and begin to cast healing magic into this frail little sprout, a sapling. And as you do, it sprouts a few buds. You take a step back, feeling good about the job you've done. And you take a step or two back as this sapling continues to grow and continues and becomes this stalk, this huge stalk that grows once and then twice and 3 times around and gnarls around itself up through what almost looks like a shift in the plains, like a break. You've traversed plains before. You feel invited to climb. Do you want to climb this stalk or return back to the door from whence you entered?
What would be a good climbing animal? Because
squirrels.
While I'm in dream state, the wild shape doesn't affect anything, right?
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna turn into a squirrel and just start climbing up the tree or the stalk.
You climb up up the stalk, around and around and around, and through the portal. And you feel yourself pulled through, and you traverse this plane in your dream state, and arrive as a full back in your tiefling form on a new plane. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
No! 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 I had a feeling, Dan. I had a feeling you were going to do that to me.
Happy birthday!
Well, it's not my birthday anymore, but it's my second anniversary for Geek and Sundry for being a mod.
Nice.
The best birthday.
Happy mod birthday.
Modiversary.
Ah.
We call them modiversaries.
Nice. Happy modiversary. And happy early birthday, Warren. Yay!
Do I still have my birthday inspiration die since I didn't get to use it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah, you can hang on to it for the month here.
Yay. I feel like we should make this a thing now. If it's your birthday month, you should keep, if you haven't used your inspiration die, you should get to keep it for the month until you use it.
I always use it at the worst times.
Nice.
I'm so glad that I forgot about my inspiration.
I'll use it for this history check. And you get an amazing thing, and then it's like, now Brewer's gonna die. Can you, you're all set up. Yeah.
Sam, I'm gonna enjoy your character.
Oh, she's so fun.
It's gonna take Brixie some time. Because just like Mariah, Brixie doesn't do well to change.
I love like the fun sing-songy nature, like I hear that, and things like that. Like that is so great.
Yeah.
Exactly like Nina was.
I played two kind of like dark characters, so I need someone a little bit lighter. Third time's the charm, guys. Third time.
Awesome.
Maybe this one will last more than
A few months?
yeah.
Nice.
Sam, I'm kind of curious. What is your character's intelligence score?
10.
Okay, so it's not below what Travis had for Grog, which was a 6.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Her wisdom is 8, though.
Yeah, I still have the highest wisdom.
Yay.
Well, yeah, because you're a druid.
Nice.
For better or worse.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, players, thank you all so much. Again, an amazing night. Thank you for just making everything so fantastic.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
As the chapter comes to a close, shout out to Dan for an awesome chapter.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
I'm glad you guys liked it. Yay! Oh, yes, and for all of you, too. I love it. I love the story you guys weave. It's fantastic.
Best birthday. The best way to end my birthday.
Good.
D&D with some great friends.
Awesome. Yeah.
Great audience members, too.
Yes, chat, thank you so much for being here and being hilarious, and for the cheers and follows and all the amazing stuff. It's so fun having you here. Thank you for sharing this game with us. You all rock. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here because we're running a little late. I know some folks have to get some sleep, so thank you for staying up as well, players and chat. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Of course, we'll catch you here every Friday night, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern for Stormfall, and Tuesday nights we have our All Evil campaign, same thing, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern.
Carrie's Lambit is that one.
Yes,
Yeah,
Gears of Lament, and this is Stormfall. Yes! I'll see what's on the horizon for Stormfall next week. I can't wait.
What's on the horizon?
And of course, you can check out, of course, I'm way behind, but I will get uploading this weekend, previous episodes on YouTube. Have a great night, everyone. You all rock. Take care. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.